Lane's page. So welcome one and all to our Tuesday Maariv service. I hope everybody's safe. I hope you're well. I hope you're warm and not in the snow. And just sign in and give me a shout in the chat. And glad that you're all with me tonight. Even here in Florida, today was beautiful. Today hit about 80, but we had some pretty cold days last week. We had a high of 61, which is pretty low for us. So anyway, good evening to one and all. I hope you are all warm and well and healthy and safe. And we're going to begin our Tuesday Maariv service, and I'm so glad you can join us here. We're going to begin. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Good evening to Jeff, Newmark, Barbara, and my pal Ellen. So glad you could all join us this evening. And now we're going to have our call to praise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. Erev Tov, John. I'm glad you're with us. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever. Ha'ma'ariv aravim. The time of day, while it's either morning or evening, is the physical evidence of Adonai's miracle of separating light from dark and dark from light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poter sharim, u'vitbuna mishanei tim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'msader et hakochavim b'mishmaroteim, barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshek v'choshek mipnei or, u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, Umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, Tamid yimloch aleinu li'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv aravim. O living and enduring God, reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who brings on twilight. Oh, good evening, Marvin, and good evening, is that Nielsen? Okay, Nielsen, is this a little better? I realized I was speaking low. So can you tell me if the volume is a little bit better now? And while I wait for an answer, I will continue. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now, the one-sentence prayer, the prayer that defines who we are, defines our beliefs, the only prayer that we don't ask for anything, the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hey Dee, you moved up to snow country. I'm so glad you love the snow, and that's why I'm here in the Sunshine State. Before we continue, can anybody else tell me, did the volume improve because I have raised my voice. So please give me some feedback so I know that things are working or they're not. V'ahavta, you shall love. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha v'leftecha v'aderech v'shop b'hav kumecha v'shartam al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uvtavtam al mezuzot beitecha v'sharecha leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedushim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher chotzeti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim liyot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Thank you everybody for the feedback. And just to, while my friend Dee was talking about snow country, down here in South Florida last week, my husband and I went for our second COVID shot. And we had to leave at 7 in the morning. It was 42 degrees out, and we would have to stand outside in line. So we found our winter coats, winter hats. I had to dig out my winter gloves. And I've discovered that wearing 2 masks keeps your whole face nice and moist and warm, because you're breathing in your breath and it's just warm. So that's as close to winter as I want to get here in Florida, 42 degrees. Then I'm happy. And now, as Miriam and the women went through Adonai's miracle of the Red Sea, Mi chamocha ba'lim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, malchutecho ra'u beinecha, Bokei Yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Eli anu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch li'olam va'ed. Who is like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'achamirenu malkeinu l'chayim, ufrosh aleinu sukat shlomecha. Adonai, we're living in troubled times. Please watch over us. And please take the hate that belongs into some hearts and replace that hate with love and compassion. Please bless the United States. May we come through the rough times, and may we remain a lamp unto all nations. Please bless all those who are there to help us. Bless those who are there to help put food on our tables, those who are there to help heal our bodies, and those who are there to guard our bodies and souls. Please bless all those who work behind the scenes to help them as they help us. And Adonai, please continue to give the doctors and scientists the wisdom, the courage, and the knowledge to continue to eradicate this disease. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who spread your shelter of peace over us, over your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitgada v'yitgada shemei rabba v'yamad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich mahutei v'chayechon uvyo omechon uvchaye dechal beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv V'yimaru, amen. Yesh mei rabba mivorach, ve'alam ni'omei amaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yibar, v'yiraman, v'yinaseh, v'yitardar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalab, shmei dekudusha brichu, leila mikha bechata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiram b'yalma, v'yimeru. Amen. Excuse me a moment, a little bit of Mayim. And now we're standing prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Koneh HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imaot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem L'man Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Li'olam Adonai, Mechayehu Kol Atarav, L'Hoshia, Mechakeh Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei V'Olim, Umatir Ashurim, Umkayem Emunato, Lishenei Afahar, Micha Mocha Bal Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memid, Umchayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'neman Atala Hayotako, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. This week's Torah portion is Mishpatim. And Moses brings back the many laws that were given to the children of Israel. Laws concerning relationship to slaves, personal injury, loans, property damage. For example, after 6 years of service, and the procedure followed when a servant expresses desire to remain in his master's service, otherwise it's mandatory release of the slave in the 7th year. And also laws go into of the Israeli maidservant and the terms of her release. Also, husband's obligation toward his wife, punishments for murder, manslaughter, kidnapping and abusing parents, and the penalties of a person who injures another. Laws of personal injury, punishment for one who injures or kills a servant, or one who causes a woman to miscarry. Person's liabilities for damage caused by his possessions, such as an ox or a goat. A person who steals. The section includes a person's right to self-defense when facing somebody who's on the attack. An arsonist is liable for damages caused by a fire. Laws about seducing a young woman. Laws against sorcery, bestiality, idolatrous sacrifice, prohibitions against harassing a foreigner, a widow or orphan, and the mitzvah of lending money to the poor, and prohibition against lending with interest. Ladies and gentlemen, that's only the beginning. That's only a small section just of this parsha, and there's many more to come. We were then, and we are now, a nation of laws. And they're there for us. We may look at these laws and say, but of course it's not a problem. Of course it's, these make sense. But here, for the first time, the laws were spelled out. Laws of fairness, laws of everyone being treated under the law, laws of protection. And this is what this parsha tells us. It's part of our lives today. We know we are a nation of laws, and we know that these laws need to be obeyed for the good of all. So let's remember, when something's not fair, let's just keep this in mind, that this was the beginning for us. This was the beginning of our laws. And that we should always, always remember. We should always remember that the laws are best for us. Barbara, can you hear me? Is it still frozen? Well, hopefully I'm not frozen and you're all hearing me. So let's take a moment to listen to the prayers within our heart and in our soul. Oh, say Shalom bimrumav, uyase Shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, imru, amen. Oh, say Shalom bimrumav, uyase Shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, V'imru, amen. And now we come to Mishabera. Please type in the names of all those who need our healing thoughts and prayer. And I'm going to say Simcha Bat Kemi. I'll begin. Mishe Beirach Avotenu V'ho Habraha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Do we have anybody for, okay, Rala? Anybody else have anyone for their Mishabera? Francis Johnson, Aryeh Ben Chava Chava Bat Elsa, Mrs. Cyrus, Miss Edwards, Miss Mendoza, the Gibbons family. Okay, nobody else? Mishe Beirach Imotenu V'cho habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Those with COVID, the victims of violence, the law enforcement officers who were injured during the January 6th attacks. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu kikoyeh haratzot, v'lo samanu kimishpachot adama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamanam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. As memories of all of them are with us, our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. And if there's any name that you want to remember at this time, please type in their names and I want to say Sonny Marcello. Richard Orr. Barbara's son. Catherine Botluli, Tommy Raskin, Officer Brian Sicknick. Let's begin. Yitgadal v'kadash shemei rabah, yalmad yivrachi utei v'yamlik malchutei, b'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zmankari v'yimru amen, yehi shemei rabah mevorach le'olam amei al-maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiroman v'yinaseh v'yitzadat v'yitalei v'yitalal, shemei dekudusha b'richu, le'elam michal birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, Damiram bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'rumav. Uyaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for another Tuesday Maariv service. You can follow us Monday through Friday. Rabbi Galit, Rabbi Deborah, Rabbi Nancy, myself, Rabbi Steve on Friday. We're looking to take more people in for our fall semester for our J-Leap program. If you're interested, please check it out on jsli.net. Please contact Carol Blaine if you're interested. We'd love to have some new faces for the fall. We also have the rabbinic program, the cantorial program. We're all in one place for all your needs. Be well, take care, stay warm.